Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2017, the Unemployment Challenge, and I came under a bit of a questionable decision on my part. I found myself literally just on the first day of January, the January transfer window, after I finished my recording and finished showing the video up, I got a transfer offer from Liverpool asking, how much do you want for Tyler Garrett? I wanted 20 million, and they said, okay, we'll give you 13.75 million, and we'll see what happens from here. And I genuinely thought, okay, well sure, you can give me that. If you give me that, I'll be happy, and they did. So Tyler Garrett went to Liverpool with £13.75 million. It's the biggest fee Hearts have ever received. And I think the only thing that's disappointed me so far about this is the fact he's only played 5 times in the 5 months he's been at Liverpool. So that is the only disappointment as far as I am concerned. But still, not the end of the world, and I'm very happy that he's actually got a big move like he hoped he had. At the age of 26, I hope he gets enough game time to really show what he can do in the Premier League. Because for me, picking him up for £1 million and then selling him on for £13.75 million is a big deal for me, because it meant I can actually say, yeah, I can invest in players and then get money back for them. But either way, it's not the end of the world. I'm happy we got this opportunity in the first place. So yeah, very happy that is the case. And at one point he was in League 2 with Doncaster Rovers, so it just shows that he can grow as a player. But I did buy 2 left backs and another player to replace him, and the first player I bought was Alex Icoverty, and I bought him for just about £2.1 million. He hasn't had the best of times for me this year, it must be said. I feel he's better than what he showed me this year, but he was at Rangers literally at the halfway point of the season, and I think me taking him from Rangers probably didn't help him at all, but that's just my personal opinion. Still £2.1 million. Their key left back / central defender. I damaged Rangers' chance of potentially doing well in the Premier League this year, so that's good. Another player I bought with the money that I got from Garrett's transfer was Jean-Manuel Ortega. Now, Ortega is a very good player. I bought him for £1.7 million. He's now worth £2.2 million. And he has a lot of potential, really, to do what I want. And while he's rather inconsistent, he's a star player for the side and will continue to improve throughout the years. So yeah, I'm very happy I got Ortega. And while he's inconsistent and may have potential difficulty to adapt to playing here, he has improved significantly as a footballer over the last 3 months and will potentially be another player that will get me over £10 million in the future. It's just something I'm confident of getting when it comes to foreign players at the moment, or non-Scottish players at least. I'm only paying him £4,000 a week, and he's got 3 years left in his contract, so let's see what happens next year if I am to stay here. The last player I brought with the money I got from Tyler Garrett was another left back, Tony Gallagher. And Gallagher actually was a very good player for me. He played in the Europa League because of Icoverty's not being able to play in it due to having played for Rangers in the Europa League before. The only downside of that transfer, really. And while he hasn't had the best of times in the Scottish Premier League either, I think we have a good player in Gallagher, so I'm happy we've got him. He's only a backup anyway, so while he probably won't be as good as Icoverty or Tyler Garrett ever will be, I think we've got a decent player in Gallagher who is 23 years of age and can still improve, so that's nice. But yeah, now we're going to go and look at the games that I feel were most important to this period of time between January and June. So let's see how he got on during those months. The first game of some great importance to me was the Scottish Premier League game against Rangers at home. And this is before I brought Alex Icoverty, and we managed to beat Rangers 3-1 in the Scottish Premier League as we were 2 points clear at the time. So the fact we managed to increase our lead to 5 points after this victory was very good for me. And Mark Bresnik again proving he is within the goals and can do a very good job for me. The next game of importance to me was the Scottish Cup 4th round match against Cowdenbeath. Now while this probably doesn't look important on paper, the the fact that we were able to go and do well in our first game of the defence of this trophy is good. I'm hoping that we can at least defend it like we did the Scottish League Cup earlier this season. It'd be nice to defend at least another trophy and try and get a domestic treble, because, well, why not? It's a domestic treble. Why wouldn't you want to get that? The next game of importance was against Celtic away from home, and we lost 2-0 here. And Celtic didn't really let us get what we wanted. Coverty was actually having a bad game as well, so that's a disappointment for me, because I know he can be a lot better than what he was showing in this match. And I feel that we are starting to show a bit of weakness that we probably shouldn't be. Literally, the next game after that was a Scottish Cup 5th round match against Hibernia away from home. We managed to beat them 2-1. Diego Batista getting 2 goals for himself, and Cannon Stewart starting to show that he is potentially the player who will be the number 1 goalkeeper at Hearts in the future. Either way, it's a good win against our local rivals to get to the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. Our next game of great importance to me was this Europa League first knockout round first leg match against Lille, and we managed to beat them 3-2 after taking the lead 3 times in this game. And honestly, at one point I genuinely believed we were not going to get this win, but the fact we managed to get this win at all is really satisfying. It showed that we may have gone through in the group stage, but we can hold ourselves in knockout football as well, so that's great news for me. And the next game was the return leg against Lyon. We managed to win that game 2-1 to win 5-3 overall. Mark Bresnik getting a brace again, and while Lucas Silva managed to get a goal back for them, we managed to hold on for the win. And the fact they had players like Jordi Classy as well playing for them, while he's not really worth much now, was still important for me to say that we could potentially cause problems for teams in this competition and that we can do well. The next game of great importance to me was the Scottish Cup quarter-final match against Rangers, which we lost. We lost 2-1 despite the fact we took the lead early on in the game, and we lost against a side that I genuinely felt we could have beaten and probably should have beaten to defend our trophy. But the fact we were knocked out in the quarter-finals of this competition is very disappointing for me, especially since I managed to get to the semi-finals with Stirling Albion once upon a time back in the day. God damn it, this is a frustrating match. Literally the next game after that was the Europa League second knockout round first leg against Shakhtar Donetsk, and we generally felt like we could have got a win here. If we hadn't conceded that penalty, we generally would have won this match, I feel. And Viktor Kovalenko, who I know somewhat well, managed to get the penalty that's secured a draw for Shakhtar Donetsk, but I think Shakhtar Donetsk will either feel really surprised by what we achieved or really frustrated with themselves for allowing this sort of scoreline to happen and not actually getting a win against us. Who knows? If Shakhtar Donetsk were frustrated with the first leg, they'd be absolutely mortified by the second. Or take again the first goal in 17 minutes and then Bartolotta getting 3 goals in a matter of 11 minutes to ensure we win 4-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk will surely make Shakhtar Donetsk think, what on earth happened? We were clearly the better side at periods in this game, but somehow we managed to lose by 4 goals on the night to ensure we beat Shakhtar Donetsk 5-1 overall in the 2 legs. Even I couldn't quite believe it, and that says a lot. The next game of importance to me was the Scottish Premiership game against Hibernia, and we only managed to get a draw against Hibernia. Though whether it's because of the fact we conceded an own goal early near the end of the first half, or the fact we weren't able to do well enough to want a victory, I don't know. But I feel we dropped points against Hibernia, and I feel we could do better than this. But that's just my personal opinion on the matter. Next game of importance to me was the Scottish Premier League game against Rangers away from home, and this definitely was 2 points dropped. We were 2-0 up inside 21 minutes, but somehow we allowed Rangers to get back into this game and to secure a point against us when we really shouldn't have done so. So really, this is the most disappointing game of the season in terms of dropping points, because we had such a strong position and we allowed them a way back into the game. At no point should we allow any side to come from 2-0 down to get anything at all, but that's what happened here. The next game of importance was this Europa League quarter-final first leg match against Porto, and they beat us 3-0, and quite frankly, they deserved to beat us. We were nowhere near of the quality we should have been. We had no shots on target at all. in our 7 attempts, and most of those attempts were probably from long range anyway, so I was disappointed with the performance, really. I felt we could have done a lot better here. The only downside is that we know that while we're probably going to go out, we could have been a hell of a lot worse. The next game was our last game in the Europa League, where we got only a draw against Porto, 0-0 draw. We didn't score a single goal. We only had one shot on target against them in the 2 legs, and that is quite disappointing. But we managed to get to the quarterfinal of the Europa League, which is great news for Scottish football, because it means that surely we'll gain some recognition for that. But there was also a very, very shocking result in this league, in this cup. Sporting Lisbon beat Chelsea 9-1 in the same day I got an 0-0 draw against Porto. I do not know what the bloody hell happened here. I do not care what the bloody hell happened here. What I do know is this is a shocking result, and at no point did I expect to see Chelsea lose to Sporting Lisbon by 9-1. I don't understand what happened here. They had a 3-1 lead going into this game, and somehow they managed to be absolutely slaughtered. Unbelievable. It really is. The next game of great importance to me was the home game against Rangers, which we managed to beat 1-0 thanks to Mark Bresnik scoring a goal. We probably weren't at our best in this game, but we managed to secure the win either way to put us one step closer to winning the league title. The next game was against Celtic at home, and we lost 4-2 after being 2-0 up. This is definitely 3 points dropped as far as I'm concerned, but Lee Griffin's getting a 4-goal hat-trick really just told me that he was not going to be stopped today. I do not like playing Celtic at all. Unless it's in the cups, I'm always expected to lose every single time. But yeah, there we go. Celtic actually outplayed us today, and we could not deal with them. It's a simple fact of the matter. We just could not cope with them at all. The next game we played was against Partick Thistle. We went behind twice, but still managed to win 3-2. And this game is important because it was the game we won the Scottish Premier League. Yes, Partick Thistle were involved in the game that decided the title for the 3rd year running. And this time they were the losing side, and we won the title because we beat them. Howler bloody Luria. We've won the Scottish Premier League title for the 2nd time in 3 years. Our last game of the season was away from home against Hibernia, and we lost 1-0 thanks to a man I passed on signing because I didn't think he was good enough for my side. Emmanuel Smith-Rowe I passed up on, and do I regret it? No I don't, because he still isn't as good as Bartolotta, but he got the winning goal for Hibernia, so I don't care either way. So, we are the Scottish Premier League champions by 4 points in the end, despite losing 2 of the last 3 matches. We were the deserving champions, and quite frankly, we got 10 less points and still win the title. It's almost as if I should not go into the 80-point mark if I wanted to win the league title. I don't know why, but either way, we had the best attacking force, 75 goals, 16 more goals than Rangers, who was the 2nd best attack, and 17 more goals than Celtic. So yeah, our defence wasn't the best, unfortunately. Celtic pinched that from us on the last day of the season, but I'm very happy with how this season went, and I know that in the future, if I am to leave, we can at least claim to be the side that will go down in history as to the team that has broken the dominance of Celtic. I bloody hope. There's also news in the facilities front. We're building a new stadium. The Dave Mackey's Park Stadium is going to be built. It's going to take 2 years to do it. It'll be 34,351 seater, and it'll be open in 2025. And I don't think I'm going to be here for that, honestly. I'm thinking of moving on. And yes, I just said I'm thinking of moving on. But either way, I think I've done a good job here with 2 league titles in 3 years. It's just a shame I'm not an icon here. The Europa League title was won by Monaco. They beat Porto in the final. So the team I lost to in the group stage beat the team that knocked me out of the Europa League in the end, in the final. How ironic is that? And the team that won the Champions League was Paris Saint-Germain, beating Manchester United in the final. It means that Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United have shared the Champions League trophy with vitrine and sales for the last 5 years. Oh dear God, what is going on there? But these are the teams that are currently available, and I am thinking of going for Bayer Leverkusen, potentially. They are 6th place in the Bundesliga, and they have Europa League football next year, admittedly, but it's a big team, and I want to try and manage a rather big team next season. It would be a nice challenge to try out, especially since I have brought teams to Bayer Leverkusen before. I brought players from Bayer Leverkusen in the past, and I want to see if I can make some of these players who are already there into world-class players. But that's just my view. I want to try and at least have a big team before I finish off the season. But while they're the biggest team, I think I could also go to Fiorentina in Serie A, so that'd be a nice change of pace. But Fiorentina are not going to be in the Europa League football, so that could be an interesting challenge to try and get them in the Europa League football as well. Either way, it looks good. But I won't go to Paloma, they're being relegated, that'd be stupid of me. But that is all for now. I am actually going to end this video here. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you like and share this video, and that you'll subscribe to my channel. It really does help me a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.